lovely good evening to you. Welcome to the Diamond News Desk at 8. In tonight's news, these are the stories that are making top stories. Lusaka man found dead, one eye plaqued. Tax evasion worries energy expert. Now, 2019 Trends report reveals tax evasion amounting to 144 million. Ex-Zambia Army staff demand housing allowances.
This is the Diamond News Desk at 8 with Dingindaba, Jonah Buyoya.
Thank you once again for joining us. These are the details in tonight's edition of the Diamond News Desk at 8. A 30-year-old man of Garden Compound has been found dead with one eye plaqued. The body of James Peary was found laying at a dumping site within Chinyamo Market. The incident has shocked the residents in the area, saying this is the first time they have witnessed such a killing. Police have since picked up the body and deposited it into UTH mortuary.
Is one of the compounds that has experienced crime cases. On Sunday, residents found a body of a man who has been identified as James Peary, suspected to have been killed by some unknown criminals. The resident relates the occurrence to the ritual killings as one of the deceased eye was plucked out. Christine Kawe and Evans Peary are one of the residents that saw the body before being picked by the police.
Ine pamene namvera nigulisa mu market umu pamene namvera ati omuntu wokufa kuja muntu wokufa ni pamene nabwera kuno nabwera nalangana anti muntu wokufa chabe kuti azifera chabe amaoneka nakuti muntu apayiwa wachosa linso amaoneka uyu muntu wanchosa linso andi pamene tankhala pano olo pamene nayimirira pano nimvera na manta chifukwa ba polisi batu bankala na mwano chifukwa beve bafola iyi market ni ikulu bayenekera wonse ba polisi batandalira ku market pantu chifukwa bamene bamankala mu market ni bambiri
tachabe alibe bachibululu bati anali kunkala chigone chabe agona kupanja pa market sometimes yapezeka ko mu vintemba then unfortunately today apezeka tini wokufa.
Other residents have expressed disappointment at the failure by the police to pick the body in good time. They say the matter was reported in the morning, but the police only arrived in the afternoon.
Bwira na mazdio bachukira kutyali maesenshi bakapogola batu bashitasane bali pafupi bangala chebo kolewa kumaba bachoka mu 05 mu bar mu bayamba abantu olo ina mulandi wakupereka so liberi yonse ndiongena bazi bakangenesa
investor vachitika ko investina mvere patwa pa mundu kumjosa dinso wa boss investina mvere patadabwa no dabwa tadabwa kubera vambiri veninga kami ndaba kuno kubeba kawalala vapolisi vakuno so vaseveza pese kabokolewa kumababa amba abantu muntu apereka muntu wamunongera kumozi wafuna chendrama kuse nawe ize ndeve tingadandauleko vatiyanganeko.
But Deputy Police spokesperson Danny Mwale, in confirming the development, argued, urging the residents to work with the police.
Expect a situation whereby there is a case of death. Members of the public report the case of death. Immediately, in a minute, bodies are there. Yeah, Garden Compound is too fast, and we have a lot of cases that police attend to. So they should appreciate. That's why we are there in the community, and we are working hand in hand with them. So we expect also a lot from them in as much as they expect a lot from us.
Tax evasion revealed in the 2019 Financial Intelligence Center Trends report has raised concern among industry experts. The report shows a tax evasion amounting to 144 million kwacha, a drop from 1 billion kwacha in 2018. Energy expert Johnston Chikwanda says more needs to be done to curb the vice which cut across all sectors of the economy, with the energy sector not spared. And Mr. Chikwanda has revealed that the energy sector is one with such area via which tax evasion needs to be curbed. The 2019 Financial Center Intelligence Trends report has revealed the reduction in suspicious transactions valued at 984 million kwacha from 6.1 billion kwacha disseminated in 2018.
Tax evasion is a challenge in Zambia with the potential to adversely affect domestic revenue collection. The 2019 Financial Intelligence Center Trends Report has revealed tax evasion amounting to 144 million kwacha. Despite this being a reduction from 1 billion kwacha dissemination in 2018, it still remains a subject of worry. Energy expert Johnson Chikwanda says more needs to be done to curb the vice which cuts across all sectors of economy, with the energy not spared.
Indeed, in the energy sector, especially the petroleum subsector, we have had the malfeasance of tax evasion for a very, very long time, which has been happening. And the way this thing happens, it happens in a number of ways. We had some instances where fuel that is coming from outside the country, when it comes to the borders, it is falsely declared as a transit fuel. So when that happens, it means that they don't pay all the taxes that are supposed to be paid if that fuel was to be used in Zambia. And they are quite big, because we are talking of customs duty at 25%, we are talking of VAT at 16%, already that's already over 40%, plus some other charges as well. So all that is lost. But when the fuel enters into Zambian space, it is diverted into the local economy.
The reduction in tax evasion has been attributed to increased implementation and enforcement of tax laws and regulations by the Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA. And according to the report, some institutions are operating in Zambia without being registered for taxes, while some institutions are registered in the wrong tax category.
This is not time to make recommendations start gathering dust in shelves. We need to go to all the recommendations that we have made, which can help improve the fiscus and the economy, and begin to work on them and begin to implement them. It cannot be business as usual in the new normal.
Among the methods used to evade tax include repatriation of proceeds from mining companies in Zambia to offshore jurisdictions while declaring losses in Zambia. Among the recommendation is for Zambia to introduce a revenue-based tax system on resources-based products to reduce the level of tax evasion. Agnes Shamboko.
Now, some Zambia Army retired workers have expressed concern on the Army's delay to retain housing and utility allowances on retired staff. This is despite a constitutional court judgment on May 2020 that ruled that it is unconstitutional for the state to withhold such allowances before pension benefits are paid in full. In an interview with Diamond News, one of the affected retired workers who chose to remain anonymous says this has affected his livelihood amidst the harsh economy. But Zambia Army Director Public Relations Lieutenant Colonel Cynthia Chimpusa says the list of those affected has been compiled and submitted to the Ministry of Finance.
Constitutional Court rules that it is unconstitutional for the state to withhold housing and utility allowances for retired civil servants awaiting for their benefits. This was in the ruling delivered by a panel of 5 Concord judges led by Justice Hilda Chibomba. Since the judgment, some retired Zambia Army workers have not had their allowances reinstated, and this has affected their standards of living as they await their full benefits. This man here, who chooses to remain unknown for fear of being victimized, gives an insight over the development.
Occurrence happened when PSMD released a message, a circular in short, which stated that all those who have retired, they are only entitled to salary. So that's where now the ZAF personnel now took the matter to the court for interpretation. So the court now interpreted that a salary is not just supposed to be that basic, because there are others who are being accommodated in institution houses, and others are being accommodated on their own. They are accommodating on their own. So that's where now the problem was. So they found that those who were accommodating on their own, they were facing a lot of challenges. So that's where the issue is. So now after that, after the ruling, ZAF when they action and they are paying their personnel. Zambia Army, up to now, we are still waiting. So
He has further disclosed that since the deductions, life has not been easy.
it's definitely affected us because one, we've got families. Any deduction which is affected on a payslip on someone, definitely it will affect him because we used to budget over the same utilities and housing. Now in the case where your housing allowance has been removed, what do you expect? You will now be using the same basic salary now for your accommodation, of which is not enough.
Diamond News was shown documents of his pay slips showing the deductions. When asked on what is causing the delay, Zambia Army Director Public Relations Lieutenant Colonel Cynthia Chimpusa says the list of those that have been affected has been sent to the Minister of Finance. Darius Jonia, Diamond News.
The Ministry of Health has revealed that COVID-19 positivity rate in the country has reduced to 6% from 13% in the last 2 weeks. Health Minister Chitale Chilufya says this, however, does not mean Zambia should drop the guard against the pandemic. And government has established a post-COVID-19 clinic in Lusaka to deal with post-COVID-19 complications arising in people that have recovered from the virus. Consultant interventional cardiologist Lorita Kawe says the establishment of the clinic is to monitor the post-COVID-19 complications. The country has recorded 67 new COVID-19 cases from the 1,112 tests done in the last 24 hours. The country has also recorded 3 facility deaths and 6 recoveries.
The Virus Update is brought to you in association with Hygienix Hygiene Soap, an effective way to fight coronavirus. Hygienix, you're safe in our hands. Trade Kings, improving lives.
For over 10 months, the world has failed to go to sleep because of the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Close to 27 million people have already contracted COVID-19 during this period. For Zambia, the last 2 weeks have seen a reduction in positivity.
That positivity has reduced from 13%, an average of 13%, to an average of 6% in the last 2 weeks. The denominator remaining the same. The denominator, the positivity, is just looking at the percentage, of the cases that are positive from the total tests done, whether there are fewer